Hey, what's up? Kevlin here, and Petunia and I are here to tell you Happy Zelda Month. I know a lot of people have already done this video, but I want to throw my hat into the ring. Not wearing a hat, but besides the point. Companions. There's a lot of Zelda games as far back as Minish Cap all the way up to Skyward Sword. While I haven't played Minish Cap, I will be ranking all of the main titles from Ocarina of Time onward. Just keep in mind that these are all my thoughts and opinions. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to prove anything. I shouldn't have to say these things, but it's the internet. So yeah, now that the intro is out of the way, let's get started. Starting off this list, it's kind of a surprise, is Tattle from Majora's Mask. No, it's not Navi. As much as people like to nag on Navi, she isn't as bad as Tattle. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Though I will say I used to work at a Legend of Zelda escape room, and during the introduction, the host would be talking to the audience and say something like, and when you gather all of the pieces of the puzzle, you can strike down the evil that's been lurking all along, and that is, and then the crowd shouted, Navi! I almost died laughing. But yeah, Tattle is on the bottom because she started out as a huge bully. Sure, some characters like Lineback and Midna did too, but they have their own stories. And Tattle was just kind of a follower for the most part, just following around Skull Kid and her brother picking on people. Kind of like those packs of kids at school who follow one person around and help them torment other less fortunate kids. She also physically abused Link upon meeting. Granted, she didn't do that much damage since she's the size of a grape. Tattle's brother, Tail, actually did more and tried to stop Skull Kid. Yeah, he got slapped in the face for it, but he did something. Only when Tattle realized that her brother could be hurt did she cave and begrudgingly start to help Link instead of scream in his ear. I'd as soon as never see Tattle again. So on that note, we're moving on. Next up is Navi. Petunia!
10 seconds later.
Next up is Navi. I don't really know what else to say that hasn't already been said, but I'll give it a shot. She starts out with good intentions by helping the Great Deku Tree and Link, and stays with Link through thick and thin. Or, that's what I would like to say. After all is said and done, Navi just leaves. I feel like besides acting as a pointer for L targeting, she was just kind of like the narrator's voice since Link couldn't really talk and the audience might need some expedition dump every once in a while. Look, there's a scary lizard man. Ah, listen, lava's hot if you step in it. You might get burned. Like, yes, I know. I have one working good eye. I see it. Now shush, or I'll feed you to one of the snakes. As for why Navi left can be left for speculation, that was great writing there. But no matter what, it's just kind of crazy to think that she'd leave Link after the war. The final battle isn't usually the hardest part, but cleaning up afterward is. It's easy enough to cook something, but it's a huge pain to clean up all of the pots and pans you used. That's part of why I don't like cooking. Wouldn't you want your comrades to be with you then? Sure, Link had Zelda, but he left her to go find Navi. He left Zelda to create a timeline rift. Ah! I'd start off this next segment with a joke, but I'd be worried that there would be 50% chance that it would bore you to death. In case you didn't get that, number 3 goes to Fee. Fee? Wi-Fi? I'm gonna call her Fee. For someone who loves Skyward Sword from its music and dungeons and characters, Fee doesn't really do it. I get it, she was supposed to be kind of like the spirit robot of the Master Sword who doesn't understand much about humans, but the cold, blank, bicolored calculator known as Fee did not do it for me. Compared to Fee's counterpart, Girahim, she's so boring. Besides her little dances and songs, I honestly wish that Girahim had been Link's companion. I love seeing the art and comics of alternate worlds where Girahim is Link's partner instead. He has so much character and flair to the Zelda universe. They're not really familiar with it, so literally sticking him to Link's back would have been hilarious. I have a side theory about the Demon Lord. I will link it below if y'all are interested. What about Gruz? The game could have taken what was Tattle, but let him develop into more than just a bully and a nuisance. I mean, Gruz did go through a whole entire character arc on his own, but man, why couldn't he have been the second-hand man instead? Sorry, that was a slight tangent. But, as much as I've dumped on Fee, it is nice seeing her pop up every once in a while, whether it's as clear as her appearance in Hyrule Warriors, or it's just a little jingle and a light that the Master Sword gives off every once in a while. It's just nice to see her. Now, if only Girahim would make her return. Okay, enough about Gruz and Girahim. I mean, Gruz is just basically a high schooler, and Girahim's like a demon lord. What about a king? That's right, I'm talking about the King of Red Lions from Wind Waker. Yes, I did just rank a sailless sailboat above Fee. Why? Honestly, not too sure. Maybe because his weird sense of humor. Maybe because the name King of Red Lions sounds like some sort of crazy lion warrior. Or maybe he just gives off this wholesome vibe. Like, I don't know. A reminiscent grandfather? The King of Red Lions clearly cares for Link and Zelda. He tells them everything they need to know and tries his best to protect them. In the end, he gives up his own life. Is he alive? I don't think he is because he does that weird teleporting thing after Tetra becomes Zelda. Anyways, but he gave up his own existence and that final Triforce wish to give Link and Zelda a future. The last scene with the three of them after Ganondorf's defeat was just, I don't know, it was kind of depressing. But the ending cutscene made everything okay. Sure, the King of Red Lions wasn't with you constantly, especially when you went on the land. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't like having someone constantly breathing down my neck. I like having enough space to swing my arms back and forth and not have to worry about hitting anyone or anything next to me. Though the number one spot may contradict what I just said, but there's always exceptions to the rule. I'm sure this isn't a surprise to a lot of you, but my number one pick is Midna from Twilight Princess. I love Midna. From her strong personality to her powers, all the way down just to how she looks. It's so, like, I don't know, I'd say cool, but I don't think that's an accurate enough word to describe Midna. Yes, Midna is just using you in the beginning, just like Tattle, but I just enjoyed Midna more. Her motives and backstories are a lot more interesting. She's a warrior and a princess. She doesn't just sit there and twiddle her thumbs and whine and wait for someone to save her. She takes action. When Midna has an idea, she lets you know. When she wants something done, she does it. She's also crazy brave. From leaving her own world to come to one that will basically poison her and kill her just for stepping outside, to trying to stop Zant head on, to facing said king in battle, and to throwing herself in front of Ganondorf's attacks for another princess. She's my number one choice for sure. Better story than Tattle, not as one note and naggy as Navi, has a wide range of emotions and ideas compared to Fee, and she's more involved than the King of Red Lions. Plus, on a side note, Midna's a lot of fun to play as in Hyrule Warriors, like both versions of her are. Anyways, I was going to do a Hyrule Warriors video, but I was outvoted. Oh well. Thank you guys for voting on the community tab for this video. If you did, thanks for checking this video out. Let me know what you guys think, like who are your guys' favorite companions and like why and all that fun stuff. Put all that English stuff you learned in school to good use. I don't need an essay, but thank you for just being you. And until next time, you guys have a good one.